This daf is sponsored by Rabbi Ephraim Pelgan for Refuah Shlema for Aaron Moshe Ben Rivka Tilly. Thank you for your sponsorship. If you would like to sponsor an Amud or a daf, please see the description box below for details. We are continuing now at the top of Daf Yomi Gemara and Meseches Eruvin. This is Eruvin Daf 18b. The Gemara here says Otzar, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu built Chava like an Otzar. What does it mean? Like a storehouse. Ma Otzar zeh rachav milmata v'kotzer milmala. Just like when you store things, you put the wider part on the bottom and you put the narrow part on top. Kedei lekavel es haperos. That way the pears can be held up properly. Af ha'isha rachva milmata v'kotzer milmala kedei lekavel es havlad. The same thing is the way a woman is built in order to be able to hold the baby. Rashi says, Otzer rachav milmata v'kotzer milmala shemhaya rachav milmala. If you put the wider amount on top, kishu milmalo machbid masoy haperos halaksolim milmatosam. When you start filling it up, the weight of the peros would be too much for the walls and it would tilt it over. So the same thing over here. Rachva milmata chalal beis harechem shala. The area of the womb is wider in order to be able to hold the baby properly. The Gemara continues the drasha vayiviyah el ha'adam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought Chava to Adam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu shushvinus la'adam harishon. This teaches us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu dealt with the chasana. Rashi says shushvinus shenishtadl b'chisuna l'samcho l'sasek b'tzorchei seudas chuppah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu dealt with the meal that was meant to celebrate the chasana between Adam Harishon and Chava. And the Gemara says, Mikan, from here we learn L'gadol sheyasa shushvinus l'katan, that a greater person should do such a thing for a smaller person, somebody not as great. Ve'al yeralo, and it won't be bad for him. In other words, even though obviously HaKadosh Baruch Hu is of a greater stature than Adam Harishon, it is still appropriate for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to set up the Seudah to celebrate between Adam and Chava. The Gemara says, are parts of. Now, according to the one who says that there was two faces, which one walked in front? Which one led the way? Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, Mistaber the Zocher Sagi Bereisha. It makes sense to say that the male went first. The Tanya, as we learned in a Brisa, Lo Yahalech Adam Achorei Isha Bederach. A person should not walk behind a woman on the road. Ve'afilu hi ishto, even if it's his wife. Nizdamna al hagesher yisalken al tzadin. If he comes upon a woman on a bridge, he should go to the side. Rashi says what that means. Nizdamna lo al hagesher v'hi ma'aleches lefanav. Let's say a woman is walking in front of him on the bridge. Yisalken al tzadin v'yavor lefanel. He should go to the side of the bridge and walk in front. So the same thing over here. It would have been a gnai that Adam Harishon would have been walking behind. V'chol ha'over achorei isha benar, and anybody who walks behind a woman in a river, ein lo chelek l'olam haba, has no chelek l'olam haba. And the reason for that, Rashi says, benar de medallia lamano mistakel b'sara, because in a river the woman's again going to raise her clothing, and then he could see her uncovered of eishas ishka amar. That's talking about an eishas ish, a woman who is married to somebody else. Gemara continues at the two dots. Tana Rabbana, we learned in a Brayso, Hamaratza mos leisha miyado liyada or miyado liyado. Let's say a person passes money to a woman, his hand to her hand, or from her hand to his hand, b'shvil sheyistakelba, in order to look at her. Afilu doma l'Moshe Rabbeinu shekibel Torah me'Har Sinai. Even if this person is comparable to Moshe Rabbeinu who received the Torah in Har Sinai, lo yinake midina shel Gehenim. He will not be cleansed from the judgment in Gehenim. V'olav hakasav omer, and about such a person, the pasuk says, Yad liyad lo yinake ra, hand to hand, he will not be cleansed from evil. Means to say, lo yinaka midina shel Gehenim. He's not going to be cleansed from this din of Gehenim. Rashi says, Hamaratza monit, means he's counting the money. Yad liyad hamaratza miyad liyad afiluhu kemo Moshe shekibel Torah miyad HaKadosh Baruch Hu liyado. Interesting, Rashi says, the idea here is that Moshe Rabbeinu received the Torah from the hand of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to his hand. So even if you're dealing with hands such as these, Lo Yanaka Midina Shel Gehenim is not going to be innocent from the judgment in Gehenim. Gemara says, Amar Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman says, Manoach Am Ha'aretz Haya. Manoach was an Am Ha'aretz Shenemar, like it says, Vayokom Vayelech Manoach Acharei Ishto. That Manoach walked after his wife. And as we said, a person's not supposed to walk even after his wife. Rashi over here says, Am ha'aretz haya delo gamar derech eretz. Manoach, the father of Shimshon, he didn't learn proper derech eretz. The masnisin dekotani le'el lo yahalech adam afilo acharei ishto. That's what it says before, that a person's not supposed to walk even behind his own wife. Therefore, we see from this pasuk that Manoach was an Am ha'aretz. So Ma'askif lo Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak asked on this, Elameata, but according to that, Gabe Elkanah dichsiv. What about by Elkanah, where it says, Vayelech Elkanah acharei ishto, Elkanah walked after his wife? Hachanamni, would that be the same thing? Now, Mesuras Hashas points out over here about this pasuk, Kasvu Tosus bebrachas Samach Aleph Amid Aleph there Rascal Elameata Gabi Elkanah dichsiv Vayelech Elkanah acharei ishto. This pasuk that Elkanah followed his wife Shiba Shusha in pasuk zeh b'chol hamikra. He says this is a mistake. There's no pasuk like this in the entire Mikra and the entire Tanakh. V'lo garsinon le'ad kan. Take out this girsa. That's what Tosa says. Shuv matzasi brashal yashan defus Krakow shnas v'shalva bebrachas samach aleph amar aleph herech lekayim hagirsa. He says that the Marshal tries to make the girsa work. Al pi psukim milukatim harbe, by collecting a bunch of psukim. V'nichnas begeder dechuka l'ma'od, a very dochik answer. L'vasof hoda bi'atzmo d'lfi perish Rashi b'shoftim to pilegesh begiva haya b'tchilas yimei hashoftim. Then he says, even according to the pshat that he's trying to put together, if you follow Rashi and Sefer Shoftim, that the story of the pilegesh begiva happened at the beginning of Sefer Shoftim, even though it's written at the end. There's no way to keep this girsa. You could see the Marshal over there. Mayata perish Rashi dehacha b'sugyon devra maschil elkana navi haya keretanya tzarich lefnai v'lefnim. He says, according to this, the Rashi that we have over here, which we'll see in a second, needs investigation. Rashi over here says Elkanah Navi haya. Elkanah was a Navi. Keretanya b'seder olam vayavu isho elokim el Eli ze Elkanah. It says the man of God went to Eli. That refers to Elkanah, father of Shmuel. Yud Neviim nikru isho elokim v'echad mehem v'lekel meimar am ha'aretz. You can't possibly say an am ha'aretz. So Rashi seems to have the girsa, and he says, according to this, you're going to say Elkanah is also an Amoritz, and he went after his wife. Again, we don't know exactly where the pasuk is. V'gabe Elisha dichsiv. And what about by Elisha, where it says Vayakam vayelech achareh? It says Elisha also, he followed the woman. Hachinam, you're going to say the same thing about Elisha. Ela achareh divoreh ve'etzasa. Obviously, it means he followed her words, he followed her advice. Hachinami achareh divoreh ve'etzasa. So too over here, you can always say by Manoach as well, he followed her words and advice. It doesn't have to be taken literally. Amar Ravashi says, Ulamai Damar of Nachman Manoach am ha'aretz haya. Now, according to that which Rav Nachman said that Manoach was an Amoritz, afilu beirav nami lo kara. He didn't even know the psukim that are known in school. T'chsiv, like it says, Vatokam Rivka v'narosev aterkavna al hagmalim vatelachna achareish. It says Rivka went after the man. V'lo lefneish. She didn't go in front of the man. Rashi here says, Ulamai dekamar of Nachman. So Rashi says, according to that which Rav Nachman said, the high acharei mamish koamar, that acharei is meant to be taken literally. Beirav mikra shakorin tinoka shel beis rav. But even psukim that are read by children, Manoach would not have known. The Gemara continues. Amar Rav Yochanan says, Acharei ari v'lo acharei isha. Better to go after a lion than to follow after a woman. Acharei isha v'lo acharei avodas kochavim. Better to follow after a woman than to follow after an idol. Acharei avodas kochavim. Better to be behind an idol. V'lo acharei beis hakneses, rather than being behind a shul b'shosh mispalin at the time that they are davening. Rashi here explains. V'lo acharei isha means, again, Eishes isha means a woman who's married to somebody else. V'lo acharei avodas kilulim shem yimshach acharei. We're afraid you're going to follow after the idols. Uchsiv harcheg me'oleh darchecha v'amrinon zu hapikarsis. This refers to hapikarsis. V'lo acharei beis hakneses b'shosh hatzivar mispalin shenira kekofer she'omen me'acharei ve'eno nichnas. The idea by a shul, person's behind the shul, it's like he's not entering. He looks like a kofer. He looks like someone who's denying the power of tefillah. Gemara continues. V'yamar Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar. Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar says, Kolosan Hashanim Shaya Adam Harishon Benidoi. All of those years that Adam Harishon was excommunicated, holy ruchin v'shedin v'lilin. He gave birth to spirits and to demons and things like that. Shenemar, like it says, Vayachi Adam shloshim u'ma'as shana vayoled kidmuso ketzalmo. It says that after 130 years he gave birth to a human like himself. That refers to Shes. That implies that until that point in time, he gave birth, but it wasn't to humans. So the Gemara says, Meisvei, they ask a question from the following Brisa. Haya Rabbi Meir, Omer Rabbi Meir used to say, Adam Harishon Chassid Gadol Haya. Adam Harishon was very righteous. Kevan Sharosh Niknasa Misa Al Yado. When he saw that Misa had come to the world through his sin, Yashav B'tainas Meo Shloshim Shana. He fasted for 130 years. Uperish Min Ha'isha Meo Shloshim Shana. He separated from his wife for 130 years. V'hele Zarze Ta'inim Al Besaro. And he grew like the shoots, the branches of figs grew out of his flesh. Meo Shloshim Shana, for 130 years. So it sounds like he separated from his wife. He didn't give birth to anything. So the Gemara says, when we say he gave birth to these demons and spirits, that was through his Shechva Zera, which he saw against his will. It was not through regular relations with a person's wife. Gemara says, Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar says, you can say part of the praise of a person in front of him, but do not say the entire praise. You say part of a person's praise in front of him, like it says, it says that Hashem said to Noach he was a tzaddik, kulo shelo b'fanav, but he didn't say the entire praise in front of Noach. T'chsiv Noach ish tzaddik tomim haya b'dorosav. In reality, Noach was a tzaddik and a tomim, wasn't just a tzaddik. V'yomer Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar, and Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar also says, "My t'chsiv." What does it mean when it says v'nei alizayis torof b'fio? It says that there was a leaf of an olive branch that was in the mouth of the dove. Amr Yonah Lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This was in the story of Noach. So the dove says in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribona Shel Olam, Master of the world, you mizonosa mirurin kizayis, let my food be bitter like an olive, umasurin biyarcha, and I'd rather it be in your hands, in your control. V'al you masukin kidvash utluyin biad basar v'dam, and it shouldn't be sweet like honey, but it should be determined by people. Ksiv hachatarav uksiv hasam hatrifeni lechem chuki. You see, it's referring to the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one feeding, so that's what the dove prefers. V'yomer Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar, and Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar also says, Kol bayis shenishmoin bo divrei Torah b'layla, any house where you can hear divrei Torah in the night, shuv eno nechrav, it will not be destroyed. Shenamar, like it says, v'lo amar ayeh eloah osei nosein zemiros b'layla. They're not going to say, where is God, those who give song at night. Rashi explains, Lo hutzrach li'esonein v'lomar ayeyosi v'hareini chorev. A person doesn't have to lament that he's like destroyed. Where's God? Where's the Creator? Misha nosen zmiros shel Torah b'layla. If the person has zmiros of Torah at night, olahachi nakat laila shakol nishma merachok. What's the idea of night? The idea of night is that the person's voice can go far at night, and that's why it means to say that it's nishmoin bo divrei Torah. The divrei Torah can be heard at night. Rashi also says, just going back by the story of the Yonah, Tarif V'fia Maimor Pia, Biksha Sheyezayis, Tarif Shalah, V'hainu Mazon, the food, this was a request by the dove, that it should be from God, Basar V'dam, but not from people, meaning not from Noach. So that's what the dove was requesting, that the food should come from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and not from humans, not from Noach in this case. And the Gemara continues, V'amar Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar, Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar says, Miyom Shechar Beis HaMikdash, Dayo La'olam Sheyishtamish B'shtei Osios. From the time the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, the world, it's enough for the world to have two letters of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name, Shenemar, like it says, Kol HaNeshama Ta'alel Ka Halaluka. So the Yud K is just two letters. Rashi says, Miyom Shechara Beis HaMikdash Upasko HaKohanim Milavorach B'Shem HaMeforesh. The idea is that once the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, the Kohanim no longer used the Shem HaMeforesh. K'damer Be'ein Darshan Shahayu Mevorchen B'Shem HaMeforesh. They used to make the bracha with the Shem HaMeforesh. Daya Liolam Sheishtamish B'Shem Bezosios. It's enough with the two-letter name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bein L'shavach Lefanav, Bein L'shabech Lefanav, Bein L'varech Ishas Chavero. Whether it's to say praise, whether it's for when a person blesses his friend. T'chsev Kol HaNeshama Ta'alel Ka, Kilomar Zeh Hashem Shakol HaNeshama Kula Roy L'shtamish Bo. Everyone should use this name, Mechlal, the Shem Ben Arba Osios V'Shem HaMeforesh. The four-letter name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Shem HaMeforesh, Lo L'Kol HaNeshama Nitan. That's not for everyone. Ela L'Kohanim Bilvad. That's only for the Kohanim. T'chsev L'varech B'Shmo, T'chsev V'Samues Shemi HaMiyuchad Lo. So the Kohanim, they use the four-letter name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but once the Beis HaMikdash is destroyed, then everyone else should just use the two-letter name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'yamar Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar, Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar says, Niskalu lo Bavel niskalu shcheinah. When Bavel was cursed, all of its neighbors were cursed as well. But Niskalu lo Shomer, when Shomer was cursed, Nisbaruch lo shcheinah, its neighbors were actually blessed. Niskalu lo Bavel niskalu shcheinah, Dechsiv v'samti l'morash kipot v'agmei mayim. It was made like swampland. So the idea is that Bavel was made like swampland. Rashi says, V'sham holchos hachayos ros mazikos mekomos asmuchos la. There are wild animals there, things that do damage, and they go nearby. The oil rosh of oil shcheno. Woe is to the wicked, and woe is to its neighbor. That's what happens to Bavel's neighbors. But Niskala Shomer Nisbaruch shchena. When it came to Shomer, it was cursed, but it was the neighbors were blessed. Echsiv, like it says, V'samti Shomer le'eh hasadeh. Shomer was made like a field, and we'll see the continuation of this statement in the next video on Daf Yotes Amud Aleph.